this is Tim Pierce. I'm going to show you the intro to this song, and if you click the link below, there's a private video not on YouTube where we take a quick look at the solo I just played. Also, there's a collection of a lot of videos not on YouTube. Thanks so much for subscribing. Thanks for your support. Thanks for your comments. Let's do it. So this starts out with this really amazing thing. It's a shape you can keep your left hand in the whole way, and it's a beautiful pentatonic cascading up and down thing with an open G string ringing pretty much the whole time. So what this is, let's get it started. Third finger, fourth string, third fret, index finger, second string, first fret, little finger, first string, third fret, and then we play the open G while it's happening. So let's voice this. I'm going to downstroke with my pick just the top four strings. And pretty much that's what we're going to use the whole time. We're just going to slide it up and down the neck. And the record fades in, but we don't have to do that. I just start here, slide it up a whole step. Then I slide it up a step and a half. Slide it up a whole step. There it's at fret 10. We drop back down. Drop back down. So we go up and down using the same positions, and you want to keep everything ringing. You want to make sure that your fingers stay loose enough to where they're not choking or cramping at all, but you want to keep all the notes held down and ringing as you go up and down. And it's the same spots going up as it is going down. So up to the C, up to the D, back down to the C, back down to the A, back down to the G, and back to the A. Now I'm speaking about my little finger position right here. If I speak about it differently and use this is more accurate because this is the actual chord. It's like a 2 chord or a 9 chord. So I'll speak about it using the third finger as the anchor and the tonic. G, B flat, C, B flat, G, F, G. So in context, I'll do it kind of up to speed. And you're sliding into these. So you strike and then you slide. You strike it in the position you're in and then slide up after you've struck it. Keep everything ringing constantly, and the last thing you do with the cherry on top, keep it ringing, keep it doing it, and drop your index finger back so that it bars, and just hit that last, at the very last, you just hit this G note. First string, third fret. And it's very bell-like when he does it. I have it in the out-of-phase position between these two pickups. Pretty bell-like on my guitar, but nothing close to his bell-like quality. And just the way he's striking it, that last note just rings like a bell. It's pretty awesome. Now we move on to the main part of the intro. What this starts on is index finger, 6th string, 3rd fret, G note. Hit it twice. I use downstrokes. I like the downstrokes. In fact, most of this, it's kind of like he brushes a lot of downstrokes, and it really sounds more like him to me if you use mostly downstroke. So what I do is index finger, play it twice, and then slide up with your 3rd finger from fret 5 to fret 7 on the low string, and then play on the 4th string, fret 5, index finger. That could be out of a Beatles song. And so what you do then is slide from fret 7 to fret 9 with your 3rd finger, string 4. All very legato, all very connected. Okay, and then we do a bar. Our index finger is naturally kind of located here at fret 7, and we do a bar across these 3 strings, and that allows us to go. That's the next piece of it. It's barred across basically a D chord, a partial of a D chord. It's this D chord right here if you want to visualize it, this one right here. And your index finger is barred across these 3 strings, fret 7, and you do this trill. So your second finger, you strike, and then your second finger does a hammer-on and a pull-off. And try and get it even and smooth and the same volume as the picked note. So here's your picked note. There's your hammer-on, there's your pull-off. And the pull-off is, of course, pulling down on the string so it picks and reveals the note right underneath. And try and get that to where each note is the same volume and the same value. Happens really quick. So, review. See, now, this index finger is planted right there, so it sets me up for what's about to happen. And what that is, you play the trill, and then you pick again, and take your little finger on fret 10, string 5, and get this note. It's a G note. And then come back, play those two notes again. So reviewing this piece. The whole time, this index finger is pressed down lightly but firmly. Contradiction there. You know, you don't want to cramp your hand, but you want to press it down so it holds the notes. And I like the sound of all downstrokes over here. Alternate picking sounds okay, but I think downstrokes sound more legit. See, there I made a mistake and I hit that note instead, so that's another good point. You only want to hit the strings that you're aiming for, which in this case is 2, 3, and 4 when you're barring this. To review the whole thing, kind of slow. See, I had to let my hand kind of ease up from holding it there. I'm going to do it slow. 2, 3, 4. And you see the hand position shifts create the new music. You can also see how I kind of flubbed that note right there. You want to try and make everything smooth, connected, and accurate. One more time at slow speed. 3 and 4 and... The next part is really beautiful and unusual also. It's basically kind of an A minor, and the way he starts is... You can use what fingers you want, but right now I'm using my third finger, playing the A note on the low string, then the C note right here on the 5th string, fret 3, and then I bar these 3 strings again. We were just there, but we're down from a D to a C. And we mute the minute we play it. And I'm not really muting with this hand. Sometimes I mute with both hands, but in this particular case, I'm just muting with the left hand. And the way that happens is, I strike the first note, A, the second note, C, and then I play this C chord, partial of the C chord, which is my third finger barred across strings 2, 3, and 4 on fret 5, and I immediately mute. And what happens is my left hand lifts up, and this finger mutes these 3 strings, and the other fingers of my left hand make sure that nothing else is ringing. The index finger is doing a job up here on the high E, and it's also kind of backing up the second finger, which is muting these 2 strings, and then the third finger is muting these 3. So these 3 fingers are working to mute all the strings at that point. Everything's muted, everything stops. Very important. Okay, then I move my hand up, and I do this phrase. Beautiful, unique thing. So, as we did before up here in D, this index finger is barring across these 3 strings, and I play... My third finger comes up on string 4 to fret 7. I drop back down, play that again, and the little finger stretches over to fret 8, string 4. And I come back and play those 2 notes. So, let me review this part of it really slowly. 3 and 4 and... So you see, I do a position shift. My hand comes up here. Bam, bam, like that. I finish out this phrase with a comfortable thing because my hand is already here. And what this is my second finger is on fret 6, string 6, the low string, and I walk through this. So here it's kind of the flat third of the G minor chord, you know, the bluesy, you want to look at it that way. But I walk through, I put my little finger, string 5, fret 8, and I play this little fragment of the C chord right here, and that finishes out the phrase. So to review, really slow, 2, 3, 4, 1. That's how it all connects together. And then I drop down and play a G chord. But it's just the lower 4 strings, really, of the G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. So shape the G chord in this position. And then we do this kind of scooped B flat to C thing. And then I pull this blue note again, play the C fragment. We were just there. So we play the G chord. And what that is I'm scooping on string 5 from fret 3 to fret 5. It's a hammer-on. And I play the fragment, the double stop here, strings 3 and 4. Hit it twice, and then do the same thing up a whole step. And then we pull the blue note. We'll call it, it's actually a B flat note, but it's string 6, fret 6. Hit the C fragment, and we do it all again. So I'll put all this in context. So it's one of those things where it gets repeated twice, and that's a beautiful thing. And check the right hand, it's all downstrokes, that's the sound. And you want it to be kind of loose and swingy. That's where you can make it your own. So that phrase completes. Make it swingy, make it your own. You can kind of stretch the time a little bit. And then the drummer comes in and we start the chord sequence. Now I'd like to give you a tour through the chord changes. It starts with an F. You can play a barred F chord down here on the first fret and strum like an acoustic guitarist would with the right hand. That works. Or you can hang your thumb over and grab the low F note with your thumb, and that leaves you free to do an open G note and hammer on with your second finger up to the second fret on the G string and play a Hendrix phrase like that. And then I hear him go up to the A minor and play that kind of thing. And what that is, you play the open A note, and then you bar across the top 3 strings on fret 5 with your index finger, and then you hammer on a whole step above just on the G string, play that kind of phrase. Try and make sure everything rings together so you get a full ringing sensation from all these notes. So we start with the F. Play that kind of thing there. And then there's a barely audible E minor. He might drop down to here. Strum it like an acoustic guitar if you want. This bell-like electric tone, it works really well. And then he quickly moves from F to C to G. So it's a quick F, and then he plays this part of the C chord. Rather than a C chord here, he kind of walks through this third up above scoop thing. So play the F, and then play this fragment of the C, which is a slide up on string 5, from fret 5 to fret 7 with the third finger. Grab that fragment of the C chord really quick, and then we drops to a G major. And let's go after that. You play a straight G really quick, and then we do this move, which was also in the intro, which is basically scooping up on string 5 from fret 3 to fret 5. Kind of the same thing we did in the intro. But then he grabs this G9 chord, which was also from the intro, and that's open. It requires you hanging your thumb over. So hang your thumb over, grab the low G note, and then play this G9 chord. It was also in the intro. I'll spell it for you. Here's your third finger on string 4, fret 5. Then we play the open G. Then your index finger on string 2, fret 3. And then your little finger on string 1, fret 5. Do it open. And then he moves and shifts and does this thing. So it's kind of a tough thing to switch to. Wasn't tough for him, but so to back up and go through all these. Now the last thing I want to show you is a simplified version of the chord changes. Just do an F bar down here and strum. Here's your strum pattern. I'll demonstrate it for you. See if you can get that going. Play the low F bar. Move up to an A minor bar. Slide down to an E minor. And then move through F to C to G. But that happens really quick. So it's kind of one stroke on the F, one stroke on the C, and then hit kind of pound 2 low notes on the G, but you're aiming for 3 strings. And then do this move. So I'll walk through the whole thing in a simplified way. 2, 3, 4.